What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another break on this Sunday evening. Right now, I've got our 2024 Topps Chrome UFC Blaster 20-box half case number 1 random weight division. I'm going to go ahead and get this shared over to the group, get everybody tagged, and we will go ahead and get started. All right, got everybody tagged there. Go ahead and give everybody just a couple of minutes to hop on in here. While we do that, I'm going to go ahead and crack this case and get our 20 blasters out of here. All right, let me get this case moved out of the way. We'll get these blasters pushed back, and then we will random our weight divisions for everybody. There we go. Got our 20 blasters there. Moved over just a little bit. There we go. All right. Now that we've got those out, let's go ahead and get started for everybody. Hop into our browser here. We got our names here first. 10 entries. Michael Bowers on top. Tyler Vanderbilt on the bottom. Gonna roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got an 11, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Dane Blenninger on top. Tyler Vanderbilt on the bottom. Going to go ahead and get this reflected onto your screens here. There we go. All right, and then we've got the weight divisions here. Heavyweight on top. Women's strawweight / bantamweight on the bottom. Once again, going to roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 6, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Welterweight on top, light heavyweight on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and get this reflected onto your screen and get that trade timer started for everyone. Five minutes on the clock starting now. While that trade timer is ticking, go ahead and get our verification codes copied into our chat here. All right, verification codes have been posted with just about 4.5 minutes left on the trade timer. Plenty of time if anybody does want to attempt to swap weight divisions. All right, just about 3 minutes left on the trade timer here. Getting near our halfway point. All right, we are now at our halfway point. 2.5 minutes left on the trade timer. Get these blasters brought forward just a tiny bit here. Really looking forward to this one. Hopefully we pull at least 1 or 2 autos. Would love to see a monster auto come out of here. I always really enjoy opening the UFC product. I'm a big Patty the Batty fan. I'm really happy he won last night. Had a killer fight. All right, guys, just about a minute and a half left on the trade timer here. Getting closer and closer to the wire if you do want to try and make a trade. All right, last 60 seconds here on the trade timer. All right, last 30 seconds on the trade timer, getting down to the wire. If you are interested in swapping weight divisions. Five, four, three, two, 1, and 0. All right, seeing no trades, those are going to be everybody's weight classes. Good luck, everybody. Empty box number 1 there. Got our first sepia there, exclusive to Blasters. Got a nice Allen and Ginter UFC there. Love when they throw those in. They did that for WWE this year. Got a brick-by-brick insert there and our second sepia. Last pack of box number 1 here. All right, let me get this basement over. We'll hop into box number 2. Empty box number 2 there. Got a nice George St. Pierre Hall of Fame insert there. Nice Daniel Cormier on the Allen and Ginter. All right, let me get this basement over. We'll hop into box number 3. It's always interesting seeing Henry Cejudo cards in these breaks because I actually went to the same high school as him. He's a couple of years older than me. We went to the same elementary school too, and he came to my elementary school when he was an Olympic wrestler. And I got to meet him. It was really cool. Really nice guy. But the one, famous alumni that had come from our school. Empty box there. Got a nice Diego Lopez rookie card. Nice Diego Lopez rookie refractor. Go ahead and get that one top loaded. Fortunately, did not have a fight that went in his favor last night, but I'm sure he'll be back. Let's see a nice auto or a low-numbered parallel. And we've got a brick-by-brick 31 out of 50, Aaron Blanchfield. There we go. First parallel of the break. That one go over to the women's flyweight spot. And Dylan, there you go, Dylan. Nice brick-by-brick out of 50. Congrats on that one. Empty box there. Nice fired up Derek Lewis there. And we've got an auto here. Melchizedek Concierto, 25 out of 150 for the featherweight. Really nice one there. Nice rookie auto. There we go. Nice one there for the featherweight and Adam Page. There you go, Adam. Congrats again on that one. First auto of the break coming your way. Empty box there. Nice. Usman on the Allen and Ginter there. All right, let me get this basement over. We'll hop into the next box. If you guys want to see more of these breaks, let us know. Obviously, this was half a case, so we do have the other half of the case. We can definitely throw it up for you guys if that's something you'd be interested in. Empty box there. All right, let me get this base moved over. We'll hop into the next one. Empty box there. And we've got another auto here. Going to be an Anthony Smith auto for the light heavyweight division. Nice one there. That one going over to Tyler. There you go, Tyler. Got a nice Anthony Smith auto coming your way. Congrats on that one. Empty box there. Let's see some more autos. We've already got 2. Happy about that. Would love to see some more low-numbered parallels. All right, let me get this base moved over. We'll hop into the next one. Empty box there. All right, last pack of this box here. And we hop into box number 10. Nice John Jones there. One of the greats. All right, here we go. Box number 10, our halfway point here. Empty box there. There's Henry Cejudo again. And we've got a Future Stars auto of Tatiana Suarez. Really nice one there. Going over to the women's strawweight and Michael. There you go, Michael. Got a Future Stars auto coming your way. Congrats on that one. All right, so in the first 10, we've seen 3 autos so far. Interested to see if we see 3 more in the back half. All right, let me get this base moved over. We'll hop into box number 11. Empty box there. Nice Chuck Liddell there. The Path Blazers. The Iceman. All right, let me get this base moved over. We'll hop into the next one. Empty box there. All right, let me get this base moved over. We'll hop into the next one. Empty box there. All right, let's hop into the next one. Empty box there. All right, let me get this moved over. Hop into our last 6 here. Empty box there. And we've got a 3 out of 10 Zhang Weili there for the women's straw rate. And Michael, there you go, Michael. Let's go ahead and get that one magged up. There you go, Michael. Congrats on that. Out of 10. Love to see it. Empty box there. We've got an All the Glory SSP here as well. Also going over to the women's straw rate and Michael. There you go, Michael. Those fall 1 out of every 481 blaster packs. Michael having himself a break so far. Congrats on that. And we've got another auto here, 54 out of 150. Marcin Tybura there. Really nice one there. Going over to the heavyweight division. And Jeremy. There you go, Jeremy. Got an auto coming your way, my friend. Congrats on that one. All right, let me get this base moved over here. Empty box there. Get this moved over here. Empty box there. All right, let me get this base moved over. What happened to our second to last box? Good luck, everybody. Let's see a couple more autos to finish us off. Empty box there. And we've got another auto here. Pedro Mujos there on the bantamweight. That one going over to Denton. There you go, Denton. Nice auto there. Congrats on that. All right, let me get the base moved over. We'll hop into our final box of the break. Empty box there. See if we can't get one more auto to finish us off. All right, last pack. Good luck, everybody. All right, let me get the base moved over, get a couple things situated. We will hop into our recap. Here we go. We've got Pedro Mujos there on the auto for bantamweight. Marcin Tybura there out of 150 for heavyweight on the auto. Future Stars Tatiana Suarez auto going over to the women's strawweight division. Anthony Smith on the auto for the light heavyweight. We've got a Melchizal there out of 150 going over to the men's featherweight rookie auto. And an Aaron Blanchfield for the women's flyweight out of 50 on the brick by brick. Then we've got our two mags. We've got the Zhang Weili there on the fired up 3 out of 10 for the women's strawweight division. And we've got the All the Glory of Joanna. Nice SSP there. Also going over to the women's strawweight division. Congrats on those. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this break. Hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll see you in the next.